as you know, I've cleared the train order board, so I am going to go through a quick, I don't do this very often. It's like every 3 months. So let me just go through the steps really quick. Well, so I don't forget, I put together a little train order board setup. So there's 7 steps here. I've done step number 1, which is to clear all the data off the train order board. And now the next step is worksheet 1. So here's worksheet 1. Okay, this one I will complete. So let me take you over to the proviso yard, which is where this worksheet will go to action. So here we are at proviso yard. What I'll do is take a inventory of all these train consists in the yard, Chicago Northwestern yard over here, which is really full. And then the UP yard, which is right here. It's got some gaps in it. So I will do that next. Okay, here's, it looks really complicated and it takes a while to figure it out, but once it's done, I've got the freight train in the order that they depart the yards. And then I have over here where it terminates, where they actually come in. So as you can see right here, I've got 2 tracks that are totally open when we're finished. So that's probably where I'll kind of put in the intermodal, because the intermodal comes out of Global 1 and parks, although that needs to park in the westbound yard. Thinking out loud here. I do have a little problem. Might have to run another westbound train to open up 2 tracks in this yard over here. So I might have to run one of these eastbound on the train order board. All right, that's it for now. Okay, step 2 is finished. So I finished this and all the freight trains are assigned and ready to take off. And then step 3 here is the train order board. I'm actually going to take this data from this worksheet and put it up on the train order board, which is right over here. So all of these fields will be completed. So I'll fill this out and this. All of these will be, this is where they originate and where they terminate. So these will all, if this is an eastbound train, it'll go from the eastbound yard to the westbound yard, and it'll show here all the way down. Now the intermodal or the commuters are already established, so I don't have to fill those in. I just have to fill out the freight train. So that's what I'm going to do next. Okay, so I transferred all the data from the worksheet to here. So I've got where they originate all filled in and what tracks the cars are on and how many trains on each track. So this shows how many cars are in that train and what track they're on and how many cars in each section of the track. And then this tells where they're going to. So this leaving from the proviso yard UP. Then these go to the proviso yard Chicago Northwestern. This is the eastbound. This is the westbound. So now, after that, I have to assign the power. So that's coming up. Oops. Before I assign the power, I have to assign the sequence numbers over here. So none of these are in sequence order yet, but that's the next step I'll have to do, probably this afternoon. Okay, got all the sequence on. The only ones I didn't label were the solo ones, which I can do anytime. So here's I think this 23 is my last run. So I do 1, here's the first, and then all the numbers between 1 and 23. So everything is set up. So we'll see how that plays out. And I'll put once I start train 1, which is this mixed freight 5C, once I run that one, the sequence will start. I'll put a date right here. And then when I run this last one, 23, I'll put a sequence end date right there. Okay, this is step 5. So I'm highlighting the open dates on last run's worksheet. So that's where I'm at right here. It's the worksheet number 2, step 5, highlight the open dates. So this is what it looks like. This is where I record all my locomotives and when they're used and on what train. So any of the highlighted areas these have not been run. These trains have not been run. So these are where, this actually is when I moved all my SD 40-2s from switching into the main line. So these will all be brand new runs for these trains. So those are the ones that I'm going to shoot for to choose what power goes with what train. So then once we get that done, there's another spreadsheet after this that I do that I'll show you in step 6. Now on step 6, I've cleared, or I know what locomotives and what trains are ready to go, and now I have to grid them, kind of like, here's last time I had to find out what trains were active, what directions they were going, and then I have to match it up with the yellow highlighted ones that were ready to go, and I have to figure out which ones go to which. So I will do that for this set. That's the next thing you will see, but I'm going to get it started right now. All right, so step 6 right here. Match last run and power choices on grid with new train code. So this is this grid right here. So after going through step 5 right here and labeling the engines that haven't run, certain trains, those highlighted ones that says match on it, I matched it up over here on what trains I'm running on this new train order board. And then I matched it up with the open yellow on this grid and on this report over here. So then I figured out, all right, which trains, which locomotives can I use to run those? And then I go over here and I check out my hours or minutes per run. And I put that right up here in these small letters. I'm going to add a insert hours row here. And I'll see which locomotives haven't run much. So this one here, C5, it's only 304 minutes. So I'm going to use this for my next coal train, which is 2A westbound, because it needs more hours. So I'm going to use that. But that's how I figure out what locomotives go. And now I got to write those power, this grid, I got to put it on the train order board under power. So I'll do that next in train order board step 7, assign power to each train. That's it. There you go. All the locomotives are assigned to each of the trains, where they are located in the yards on each track, and all of the sequence numbers to the freight trains and the commuters. And this is, again, the sheet that I use to track which locomotives to use based on where they've been, and also how many minutes they've been on the railroad. So if they don't have as many minutes, I try to use them to increase the minutes and save the ones that are the workhorses for later use. So I've assigned the power to each train as shown here. So this is step 7. And so I just showed you that, and now I have to assign cars and constants paperwork to each clipboard. So the clipboards, I'll show you where those are. They are right below the train order board right here, and you can see they're all empty. So there's nothing on any of these clipboards. So Each of the clipboards labeled 1A, 2B, 3C, and then they will have each of the sequence trains paperwork attached. So that will be shown over here. I have the assigned clipboards right here, and all those clipboards will be in this box here. So if you are running that train, you know what clipboard to look for to find your train, and these will be in sequence orders, so that'll be the next thing you see. So the way this works, I have each of these tabs represents the clipboard. So I have clipboard 1A right here. So this one will go, I will show you. So the first clipboard will have sequence train number 1. So they will get train 5C. So I'll show you where that comes from in the 3-ring notebook. All right, this 3-ring notebook has all the train cars and consists paperwork. The blue are the commuter cars. This is the piggyback, the intermodal and the piggyback. This is train 3A. And then here's all the freight trains, 5A, B, C, and D. And then we've got these extras, the solo ones, like the excursion train, the piggyback train, and the Amtrak train. Those are all the special, or S2, 3, and 4. Those are all the solo ones I can run anytime. So let's find that 5B so we can get this set up. The 5B train is right here. I was wrong. It's the 5C train. See that? The 5C train is number 1. So I got to pull that train cars and consist. All right, so here's the 5C sheet. When I flip this over, we'll have the train car and consist. There it is. It shows all the cars, what direction they're going. It's this way. If it's going this way, it's going westbound. If it's going this way, it's going eastbound. All right, now I take that sheet out. So I take this sheet out, and it's going into clipboard 1A. So I put that here as a filler, so I know where that paperwork is. So there's clipboard 1A. And then I take this train car and consist and put it in this clipboard 1A. So there we go. That's train car and consist right there. And I'll do that for all of these. So next time I show you this video, you'll see all those filled up with the appropriate sequence number and the clipboard number to go with it. Well, the train order board's all finished. All 8 steps took about 3 hours and 75 minutes. No, 3 3/4 hours. 3 hours and 45 minutes. And everything is in place. The clipboards have the train cars and consist. Those are the 4 solo trains that can run on their own without being in the sequence. And here's the train order board. The commuters is right now on top of the freight trains. You can't see the freight trains now. As soon as I run train 1, I'll activate the sequence start date right here. That's it. Thanks for watching. That was a long one. Appreciate your patience.